So recently I've been practicing playing on John Coltrane's Giant Steps, which is an iconic jazz chord progression. It starts off like this. Now that's the chord changes for the first 3 bars, and there's already a lot going on there. So it starts on B major 7, immediately changes key into G, and we have D7, G major 7, then immediately changes key again to B flat 7. So that's already 3 key changes, or 3 different keys in the first 2 bars, and results eventually onto E flat major. Now that's a really tricky start to the tune. So how do you approach, improvising over a chord progression that's changing key so quickly? Well, obviously you want to start slow, but what I would recommend doing is coming up with lines that just work on the really basic chord tones, the roots, thirds, fifths and sevenths. It's amazing how many chord tones John Coltrane uses in his solo. He uses a lot of ninths as well, so you can add the ninth as another chord tone. But I've been coming up with lines that just really spell out the harmony, really use just the roots, thirds, fifths and sevenths. So let me show you some of the lines that I came up with. So I've got this one that goes like this. Okay, so that starts on the B major 7 chord. I've got the 7th, root, 3rd, 5th, and now that note there, the F sharp, is the 5th of the B major 7 chord, but it's also the 3rd of the D7 chord. So I let that note ring a little bit longer so it covers both chords, and then on the D7 I've got root, 3rd, 5th, up to the 3rd on the G major 7, 7th, root, 7th, and then landing on the 5th of the B7 chord, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and then finally landing on the 3rd of the E flat major 7 chord. Okay, so that's all chord tones. Okay, so I've written a few of those. Let's have a listen to a couple of other ones. So that chord movement then repeats itself in bars 5 to 7 of the tune, but this time it's transposed, so it's starting on a G major 7 chord instead of a B major 7 chord. So we've got G major 7, B flat 7, E flat major 7, F sharp 7, B major 7. So if you're going to improvise on it, you're going to really need to get the sound of those changes in your ear, and those key changes and the chord changes. And that's why playing these lines using the chord tones is really, really useful, because you're not just teaching your fingers where to go on the neck, you're also training your ear, and you're training your brain to recognize the sound of those changes and recognize where to go. So I've written out one more for you. Now this one is designed to be played over bars 5 to 7. So this is over the G major 7, B flat 7, E flat major 7, F sharp 7 and B major 7. It sounds like this. So what's going on there? On the G major 7 chord we've got root, 7th, 5th, 3rd. Then on the B flat 7 chord we've got root, 9th, 3rd, 5th, E flat major 7, 3rd, 5th, 7th, root. Now here on the F sharp 7 chord we've got 7th, 5th, 3rd, 7th, and then landing there on the 3rd of the B major chord. So once you've got used to that root movement, that chord movement there, the rest of the tune is really just playing over 2-5-1s, and that's kind of a jazz musician's bread and butter. There's loads of videos and books and all kinds of great teaching resources out there about how to play on 2-5-1s, so I won't go into that now. But that's what I would recommend doing. Just really get the hang of those chords. Play the chord tones, play your roots, thirds, fifths, sevenths. Obviously you can add in passing notes if you want, you can add in ninths if you want, but really just train your ears to hear those chord changes and really train your fingers to learn where to go to find those chord tones.